The smooth, relaxing, retro sound of the PlayStation 2 era. I am your host, Swishbone, from Main of the Union for another live stream here on Gran Turismo 4. And this is a very special stream series because we've gone back to it, and it is randomized. We are playing car roulette. Our prize cars are completely and utterly random. Now, at the end of the last stream, we were doing quite a lot of the rally special stages, so for this time, I'm going to take my Lotus Motorsport Elise around, so I'd like to have a crack at the Lotus Championship. So let's first of all get ourselves a bit of extra oil in the car, and we'll jazz it up to this smooth soundtrack. Click along in the audience, people. Oh, yes. Good evening to you there, Joe. Just seen you jump in the chat saying, hey, how are you doing? Well, good evening. Welcome to the stream, mate. So yes, we're going to take the Lotus Motorsport Elise, and we're going to take on the Lotus Championship. For those of you who are a bit puzzled by the changing camera perspective for tonight's stream, that is because I have recently bought myself a brand new ultra-wide monitor. And it's got a nice little clip on top of my camera, so you can now see more of my face, to say the least. And, well, I'm going to make another slight upgrade to this car, because I get the feeling it's going to be on sports medium tyres. And I really don't want to be on those. I want to be on some decent tyres. So let's give ourselves a set of... Let's go with Racing Hard. 212 horsepower is still kind of low. So I'm also going to upgrade... I'll put it in my turbo, actually. We can either give it an extra 22 horsepower. That should be sufficient, actually. We'll go with 272. We'll put a stage 2 turbo kit in there as well. Meanwhile, evening to you. Avon, just seen you jump into the chat saying, hi, happy race day. It is for me indeed. Although race day is not till the end of the month for us Formula 1 fans. Beautiful shot of the Lotus Motorsport, the Lotus Elite Motor Esprit there. And now we're going to take the Lotus Motorsport Elise into the Elise tournament. I am going to get my words out tonight at some point, I promise. Right, so we've got... Oh, we actually got a championship. Okay, cool. Let's get into the championship. The first race is at Tokyo 246. We just had that spoiled. Is it a spoiler if the game tells you on the main menu? Those of you who played Final Fantasy VII back in the day will know all about spoilers being told to you by the game if you saw the trailer. Interesting, we've only got one lap though. Okay. Let's see if we're good enough. Well, we've got a 1-point race, so that suggests we might be a bit OP here. And I've just realised I don't think I've selected the high-resolution video mode, but I can't do it now until we get into the next race. So this might look a wee bit blurry at the start, people. I do apologise for that. So I mentioned before that I've got myself a nice ultra-wide monitor. What's really kind of interesting is it's actually curved. So I've got this kind of weird perspective at the moment where I'm kind of looking to my left and right a lot more because the image, well, it curves. It's not a straight image. I was playing a game earlier. I was playing Power Slave Exhumed. I did one level in an aspect ratio of 3840 by 1440. It was ridiculous. It was like I was playing on a cinema screen. It was awesome. It feels a bit gutless, this car, surprisingly. Despite the horsepower upgrade I've given it, it's not getting away. We could be in for a tough championship here, people. Sounds nice though, doesn't it? Because I'm on racing hard tyres, so while they're grippier than sports tyres, they're nowhere near optimum. So I am going to do a lot more sliding, which is rather frustrating, really. Having said that, we started to gap the field a bit. Maybe the tyres are starting to warm up. Despite this being a motorsport Elise, it does not feel very fast. Handles beautifully though, it's got fantastic handling. And yet we're now easily going to win this race, people. Easy. Just to show off. Oh! I've got that Lotus badge tattooed to my spine. He went right into the back of me. He wasn't happy I was showboating. He has tattooed his car to my spine. Someone did not like that I was showing off there. Someone took that personally. Wow. So now, oh, I did it again. I didn't say, oh, well. My driver's not messing around here, people. He's got straight up the inside. He's not interested in waiting. He's like, get out of my way. He's naturally filtered to the outside line, which is annoying. I'll take a leaf out of AI called Schumacher's book there. Dive up the inside. I'll give a credit to Andy Farron from Outside Xbox for that joke. He made that a long time ago. Unlike some content creators on YouTube, I'm not that much of a plagiarist. The offensive part of that statement is calling myself a content creator now I think about it, but hey ho. Oh, that's a wide line. That's not fast. Good evening, now, Mr. Jack. Just seen you jump into the crowd there. Brace for more chaos. Well, you come to the right place if it's my stream. Of course, on Friday evening, we're picking up Final Fantasy X2. And it was awesome at the end of our stream, which really got chaotic, when multiple people somehow stumbled across my stream and got involved. It was great to see. So, hope to see more of you watching the Dress Fair Chaos all unfold on Friday, before we take on the true chaos of SMT5 Vengers. But tonight, the big question is, we've got 3 more races after this one. So what class of car are we going to get? Are we going to get an S-Class, like a Le Mans prototype or a Formula car? Are we going to get a Class A, like a high-ranking GT car, such as the Takata NSX Dome? Are we going to get a B-Class car, like a high-end sports car, like the Mercedes SLR McLaren, for instance? Are we going to get a C-Class car, a standard family tourer, like, say, the BMW 3 Series? Are we going to end up in a D-Class car, a standard family hatchback? Or are we going to end up with an E-Class car, one of the joke troll cars that we can't use? Or I did a vote from Joe in the audience to think it's going to be a B-Class car. Let's say, on form, by regular routine, I think you'd probably be right. A B-Class car is a good choice for this. But this is random. And what happens if we get an E-Class car? Depends on the E-Class car, Mr. Jack. If we get the patent Motorwagen, we are going to try and take it round the track it can't get around. We are going to have some fun seeing just how rapid that car is. We will see what we can do with it. At some point tonight, I'm probably going to need to get the International A license as well, depending on the cars I get, because I might need a higher license, but we shall see. But thus far, this car is actually doing okay. Yeah, I didn't show off this time. You missed that, Arista Jack. At the end of the last race, I did a 180-degree spin, crossed the line backwards. My AI did a beautiful, magnificent J-turn, and then one of the AI drivers for the other cars, who was not impressed, rammed us right up the backside. Tattooed their bonnet to my spine. They were just very jealous of the double J-turn. They couldn't stand that they got absolutely destroyed and that we rubbed their faces in it. Not my fault, they're losers. Ooh, Special Stage Route 5. Nice. Well, speaking of nice, before I forget... Absolutely, Arista Jack, yes. They ruined the moment. They ruined my moments of glory. They took that away from me. I don't get that very often on my streams. I don't get moments of glory. You don't take them away from me. Although, to be fair, on Sunday evening in the SMT5 Vengeance stream, I got a massive moment of glory. Didn't I, Avian? Didn't I, Bahamut? I wasn't marking at all, was I? So we've done 7 miles in this car so far. You can tell by the odometer. It's telling it right there. So special stage Route 5, one of the classic race circuits, featured all the way back in the original Gran Turismo 1, just like Autumn Ring. And it's interesting how many tracks of this era don't come back very often. There was the recent attempt at remaking Grand Valley, but it wasn't that great. There's Eager Norwand, which was a PS3 spin-off of the Eager Pass from GT2, but it just wasn't the same. It wasn't the same as Grindelwald. I was indeed, Avian. I was beyond happy. I was very, very pleased indeed at that development. So we're currently down in 3rd place, and we've got to be careful here, because it's not a long lap, this. And I've only got 2 laps to catch up. Luckily, my car seems to be better in the bends. But that's only natural, given I'm on racing tyres. Yeah, there was a Gran Turismo movie released, Arista Jack, you're right. It was based on the original winner of GT Academy. It was interesting because a lot of it was shot in Hungary at the Hungaroring, which is a Formula 1 circuit. They tried at one point, apparently, to make the Hungaroring look like either Silverstone or the Nürburgring. That's just not going to work. That's like when Rush tried to make Brands Hatch look like Fiorano at Ferrari. You can tell, as an audience member, you're like, no. Nice try, but no. But yes, GT Academy, for those of you who are aware, as the jacket was, I don't know if it's still running, but back in the day, gamers could turn up, do sim racing on the latest Gran Turismo, and if they were good enough, it was originally backed by Nissan and their academy. You got to join their driver academy and try to essentially race at races like the Le Mans 24-hour and the 24 Hours of Sakura in Bahrain. At first, they were using the likes of the Nissan 350Z GT car, but I do think some people actually got ride-outs in the LMP2 cars, and it was quite impressive. But yeah, there was indeed, that's right, Avian, there was a movie last year, the Gran Turismo movie. It had, it was weird because it had this kind of like alt hip-hop kind of soundtrack to it, and it was like an attempt at one of those classic No Hope of Sports movies, if you know what I mean. He's the best you've got, the rest are no good, and even he's not good enough, you know, that kind of movie. I didn't actually watch it because I just, when I watched it, I just thought to myself, I haven't seen all these movies in the 1980s with the likes of the Mighty Ducks. Why would I want to watch Gran Turismo do the same thing? But yes, Joe, that's definitely a thing. It happened last year, Gran Turismo, the movie. In fact, at one point, Sony, in a desperate way to make money off it, actually tried a thing where if you watch the movie on their premium service on the PS5, you could get credits to spend in the game. I am not making that up. And you say, you think it got you confused, Joe? Try being people who one of the people who watched the movie. It's like you can tell the difference between going into the carousel and going into the first corner at the Hungaroring. Ooh, Hong Kong. This could be a tough race, this. Because it's a narrow track. Is that Barack Obama on that wall, on that sign there? Surely no, it can't be. That makes no sense. Oh, yeah, the old Bottas bowling clip. Yes, I remember that well. Total accident. No, there was no way that was planned. Absolutely not. Oh, no. Yes. The 2004 skyline of Hong Kong. Rendered in the PS2. Surprisingly well, to be fair. It's actually quite a decent rendering. It's not bad at all. I'll take you here. Oh, that's a wide line. Got away with it. It's actually a really enjoyable championship, despite the cars not being very fast. The way they handle and the way they look and the sounds they give up is actually brilliant fun. Yeah, there's my revenge for tattooing your car to my spine. Sod off. It probably wasn't his car now, but I'll take it anyway. Ah, you love the old Lotuses, do you, Joe? They were great. They were terrific cars, weren't they? It's a shame that obviously they are pretty much no more now. The Malaysians sold up shop. I remember when Top Gear reviewed the Lotus Exige and they had it being chased by a Black Hawk helicopter. That was one of the coolest things I've ever seen. Sad Honda 9, is that a prototype for Ashimo, or his name was, the walking robot? Now that I'm in front, I'm absolutely running away. Signing up for Honda again, are we, Joe? So now that you've said that, I'm going to get an NSX as my car, aren't I? Which, to be fair, wouldn't be a bad call. Wouldn't be a bad call to get, to be honest, the NSX. Oh, that was a slide and a half. Traded paint with a barricade there on that one. So this screen I'm playing on is absolutely massive. It's like I've not got a image that I can show of this game, but as I seeing the likes of Mirror's Edge Catalyst and Power Slave Exhumed running at pretty much cinematic view is insane. Good on the PC coders for actually having that resolution in their games. It's a shame that we don't have that on the PS5. On remote play. I get the feeling if I moved my PS5 upstairs and used it natively, I might be able to do it. But it's fine as it is, it's okay. Right, onward to race 5, which I think is going to be the final race. The question is, where is it taking place? Oh, Apricot Hill! Very nice, we've got a racing circuit to end on. Oh, excellent, Arista J. You got the old sewing machine out for the first time and you sewed some gems to your Spyro costume. I would love to know how to set up a sewing machine, but I've kind of not really got the... I've got the space, but I've not got the table for it, if you know what I mean. I could, if I got the right table, use my living room to do it. The idea of me, like, making a costume using a sewing machine is kind of terrifying, but it would be awesome at the same time. I would love to hand-make my own costume. I really would. Thing is, it's a question of which one you do. Oh, hems. You sewed hems. I mean, you can sew gems if you're so inclined, but sewing hems is really cool, mate. Well done. I'll say most of the sewing I've done has been done by hand, and I've literally, like, injured myself 20 times in the process. Whenever I do my Leon Kennedy Nar cosplay and I have the gun belts, I made them using cloth and sewed them by hand. And, yeah. My fingertips have hated me for it. We always say in motorsports that the idea of driving a perfect lap is threading the eye of a needle. No, it's not. Threading the eye of a needle is far harder than driving a Lotus around Apricot Hill fast. Trust me on this. It's way, way more difficult to thread a needle than drive a car at high speed. Threading a needle is almost impossible. Well, that was a nice final corner. Oh, yeah, Harrison Jack, been there and done that so many times. You should have seen me when I was in Canada doing my Valar costume for the Sunday Anime North. The amount of times I was stabbing myself in the waist safety pinning my trousers in place. In the end, I had to call on some help, which there's no shaming doing when you're a cosplayer, by the way. If you can get help getting a costume on, use it. Just don't be one of those people who expects it from everyone and expects it to be a part of the service. Those are the kind of people I don't like. I mean, there's another reason why I'd like to get a pair of get a sewing machine. Make my Valar trousers fit better. And get some pockets on them. Right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna piss off the AI. Here we go. Are they going to slam into my spine, or am I gonna get away with it? No, they still found a way to ram me up the backside. They are very, very angry. They are jealous of my success to the point that they have to try and smash my car to pieces. All I say to that is, be jealous. So a very nice payday. Yeah, check out our trophy, people. Check out the gold keyring. Yeah. Oh yeah, we've won now, people. Look at that. I'll put that on the shelf by all the others. Right, so it's time to spin the wheel, people. Let's roll the roulette ball. What car are we going to get? Here we go. Let's find out. Here's the drum roll. Come on. What have we got? Winning! Yes! Oh, now that is rolling on black and getting big. That is winning big. We have got a Bentley Speed 8 Le Mans prototype. Oh, yes! That's a win. That is awesome. Oh, the Lotus Carlton. That's in Gran Turismo 4? The Lotus Carlton? I don't remember that. Right, okay. That's making a big change. However, let's quickly upgrade the oil on this car, shall we? Well, channel on, people. Now, this is a British car. So the question is, can we use this in any of the British events? Or do I have to get the International A license so we can take on the higher class tournaments? Let's find out. That's American, we don't want that. It is a beautiful car, you're not wrong. Pan-Euro Championship. Lol, the only requirement is standard or sports tyres. The British GT, standard or sports tyres. Lightweight. You're kidding? It qualifies for the standard sport for this tournament. They're all French and Europe. That's a classic car. Europe Hot Hatch. That's 1,000. They're classics. So basically, these top 3 tournaments I can do, so long as I have standard or sports tyres. Okay. Alright then. I wouldn't normally do this. I wouldn't normally put such bad tyres on a car like this. But I sense a chance to dominate and get some more prize cars. So we're doing it. Let's start by having a real laugh. Let's see just how much faster than the British lightweight cars it's going to be. What are we going to be up against here, people? We've got 3 races: Autumn Ring, Apricot Hill, and Special Stage Route 5. A close match between lightweight classic sports cars. Oh yeah, this is going to be close, alright. This is going to be insanely close. Let's just see how close it's going to be. This is me turning up in New Game Plus mode. A Lotus Elan, a Mini Marcos, a Lotus Elise, and then me in a Bentley Le Mans prototype. This is stupidity. This is bafflingly bizarre. We're going to start at the back because I've got to at least give them some chance. Come on. The question is, how quickly can we get past them? Let's find out. Well, already I've almost rear-ended the back of him. Bear in mind, we are on sports tyres, so grip will be almost non-existent. We've also got a nasty radio antenna blocking our view at the front. Notice that, people. That's not going to annoy you. So what car are we going to get for this one, then? I don't think any of us called a Le Mans prototype for beating the Lotus tournament. So anything is possible. Literally anything. Bear in mind, I've not even upgraded this car technically. I've actually downgraded it. I've not upgraded the power to its maximum potential. I've not got racing tyres. It feels good, actually. It feels very grippy, Joe. It feels like it's very high downforce. Bear in mind that at the time of this game being released, it was the most recent winner of the Le Mans 24 Hour because it won in 2003. It's the only time it entered. It was the one year that Audi took a year off and Bentley won it instead. I think Martin Brundle was one of the people, one of the drivers actually, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure Martin Brundle was one of the drivers in the Bentley Speed 8. Well, according to this, we are around about 15 seconds a lap faster than the field at the moment, which is about right given the golfing class of our cars. It's a short circuit, and we are absolutely romping home. Unfortunately, we don't have access to the endurance races, because that's where this car would be really, really, really good. See how it ate that corner then? Absolutely devoured it like it wasn't there. The reason why people called the Bentley just an Audi was at the time, I think Audi were part of the Volkswagen group, as were Bentley, and I think it was literally just the team testing out a new concept, because at the time, in fact as late as 2009 I think, Audi used the open cockpit Le Mans cars, whereas of course the Bentley was a closed cockpit concept. So I think Audi didn't want to risk destabilizing their program into the coming years by investing in a closed cockpit chassis. So they did the Bentley as a way around it. Bear in mind that graphical glitch, because we are playing a hacked version of the game, we are going to see a few of those. We'll just have to live with it. So I think that's why it was called just an Audi. I think it was pretty much the same, like, the same people involved, and the driver pool was mostly the same. It was, but as I say, it was its own car, and it's still got an amazing legacy to this day. Bear in mind, it had it's one of the few cars to enter and win and never come back. So it has its almost unprecedented slot. Yeah, goodbye. Oh, we're going down. We're going downhill. This is going to be interesting. Bear in mind, we are on sports tyres and the mountain is on fire for whatever reason. I don't know why. Don't know why they've got a forest fire in the background of the race, but they do them. Nice drift. I'm surprised this circuit's not come back after GT6. It'd make a good, like, entry-level track, you know, like a low-level GT track. A bit like Okayama is in Japan. I'm surprised they've not tried to bring it back. My big question about motorsport, though, is who is getting that in the second Alpine seat at F1? I've heard a rumour, according to a random site from Sweden, so take this with a pinch of salt, that apparently Jack Doohan is going to be getting it. Which would be cool for Jack Doohan, given all the work he's done as a secondary driver, but I'm not quite sure he's going to be up to cloth for it. There's also the other hot issue is, are Mercedes crazy enough to put Kimi Antonelli into that Mercedes along George Russell? Are they crazy enough to do it? Because let's not forget, McLaren did it with Lewis Hamilton in 2008, and look what happened there. It was needless, but it had to be done. Let's take a quick look at the Bentley Speed 8. What a beautiful car. So we got one more race. So once again, what class of car do you think we're going to get? And bizarrely, we're back at Special Stage Route 5 again. Evidently this game likes Special Stage Route 5. Not that there's anything wrong with Special Stage Route 5, don't get me wrong, but a bit of an unusual one. Again, plenty of Lotuses. We are on the full course. And this time we're going in the correct direction. You're going to go with B again, are you, on this one, Joe? Fair enough. If I now get something like the Jag Le Mans car or the tyres of GT1, that would be ridiculous. I mean, after all, on the last stream, we ended up getting the Chrysler PT Cruiser at the end of it, so anything can happen. Put the power down. Problem is, in this game, you don't really have the throttle input for the lack of traction control. Yeah, this is going to be an absolute massacre. Feel the speed, people. I've no idea how much faster in the field I am. I don't think it really matters, to be honest. The question is, when will I get my Jag for the 1,000 miles again? In my Jag. Awfully sorry, let me fire out the Jag. Or in this case, fire out the Bentley. This feels broken. Because it is. Let's be fair here. This is broken, but the roulette has fallen in my favour. It makes me wonder if putting your name in as something else, like if you filled your name with certain letters, you'd have a much more challenging prize car run. Here we go. Speaking of prize cars, we've got... Oh, wow! It's the initial D car, people. Gas, gas, gas. Gonna step on the gas. The version from the year 2000. Takumi's legendary car from Initial D. And we've now got Hong Kong added to our circuits. So now we're going to very quickly go back and we're going to take on the... I'm going to take on the British GT Championship. Why not? B-Spec is Director's Mode only. Interesting. Is B-Spec different in this game? It's an actual championship, and we've got Grand Valley is where we're starting at. And it looks like we've got Lotuses, Aston Martins. So we're going to be seeing the best of British. But we're also going to be seeing a Bentley. Le Mans car. Which is going to be an absolute massacre. Oh, are you serious? Of course. You need to have the International A license. That's teasing. This mode allows you to actually go into it and then goes, can't enter this, you're not got a license. So it's telling me you need to... Oh, okay. It lets you enter, but if you've not got the license... Oh, never mind. Well, what's the point of that? Well, let's do the Pan-Euro one first. Let's get it out of the way. Let's do the Pan-Euro. I'm pretty sure I got the IB license. Or did I? Worst case scenario is we have to back out. Fine. I think I got the IB license. I think that was the one that had the annoying slalom in the BMW 1 Series. Yeah, it is. Oh, God. Out of my way in your slow Audi. Sod off. Gentleman coming through. Out of the way. Gentleman driver here. Move aside. I'm bankrolling this tune, you know. This is my stunt now. And you think I'm joking by doing that? That's actually a thing. Earls in the UK who bankroll Le Mans teams and enter it so they can get the chance. As long as they qualify at a certain level. And all I have to say to that is, I'm just jealous. I wish I had the money. Yeah, these tyres can't go around there flat. In a regular car with proper racing tyres, that would be easy. On sports tyres, no. And we've got 6 laps, I just noticed that. Wow. This is a longer championship than I thought. Okay, no big deal. Yeah, they had to find a way to exclude me from the tournament. They couldn't allow me to turn up and embarrass everybody. But we are far ahead of the field. We're currently a whopping 18 seconds clear after 1 lap. So we are likely to lap the field, I think. In a 6-lap race. That's a bit silly. It's not the best circuit in the world, the Paris circuit. It feels very stop-start in a lot of places, and then when you finally get some flow, it ends far too quickly. That's why I'm not a fan of it. It's a technical challenge, don't get me wrong. And interestingly, there's a little bit of an Easter egg that I found out recently by watching Ruffle Waffle's video on the original tracks of Gran Turismo. I don't know where they got this information from, so it might be from research, who knows. But actually, do you know when you have the really tight hairpin sections at the top of the circuit, that's actually going past the headquarters of the FIA. And that's where the FIA are headquartered. Which is pretty amazing. You know what? I don't think we are going to lap the field here, you know? I don't think we're quite going quick enough. Because that Audi has managed to suddenly romp away from everybody else. It's gained an absolute ton of time. Oh, that's a better line. Could have done with the apex being a little better at that. The amount of times you're hearing the tyres squealing in pain as they're trying to find perches is hilarious. So yes, this part might get kind of dull in a way. I'm romping away by so much speed, but I'll tell you what, I'm not far off lapping some people here. So this could be interesting. We've got to try and lap traffic around Opera Paris. Oh yeah, now we're going to struggle. Sorry, out of the way. Faster traffic coming through. Move aside. I say, bugger off with you. I'm not a real driver, you know, and there's corporate driver replacement schemes. Why did you brake at the edge of the corner? You were already round the corner. Why did you brake then? So the question is, can we catch the Audi and lap him at the end of this lap? Can we lap the field, people? Can we do it? I think we can, because there he is. Oh my god, I thought it was the SUV Audi for a second. Well, that would have been embarrassing if that was the best of the rest. I can feel smug now, people. I've beaten the game on the lowest difficulty. I am such a hardcore player, aren't I? There it is. One lap. I should feel bad, but I don't. Grand Valley Speedway, 5 laps. Is it the full course? Oh, it is. Wow, this could be fun. I'm amazed the game's given me any A-spec points for this, you know. The game should be like, you need to pay us A-spec points to race these cars, so you're in the lead after less than 10 yards. This is just me trolling now. Maybe I should give them a penalty and let them drive away for like a lap or so, but I don't want to make it fair. Plus, I don't want to be sat waiting. But in terms of original tracks, this is one of the most famous ones, Gran Valley Speedway. And it's a very cool design in many ways. It kind of like takes multiple influences from the likes of Catalunya, the likes of Monza, the likes of Spa. It has a real interesting design to it, a lot of different flows, and I think it's a superb track. It is definitely one of the signature dish circuits of Gran Turismo. And of course, this curved tunnel section, very similar to Monaco, isn't it, people? Let's be honest. Although it bears more in common with some of the, like, Swiss Italian Alp passes. Yeah, we'll track extend there, because we can. We don't need the extra speed, but we'll take it anyway. It's like we don't need the speed, but we want it. So this could be a bit of a joke, this, because I'm currently about 25 seconds a lap faster than the field, which in terms of a competition is not very much. So we'll do this tournament and then we'll take a break as I get very, very frustrated trying to get my international A license. We'll see how quickly I lose my sanity. Apparently with this game, if you don't have the randomizer patch attached to it, there is a way to actually make it play online. And there's actually a Discord server where people preserve the servers to do it, which is incredible when you think about it. Being able to play Gran Turismo 4 online in the year 2024 is just ridiculous. Oh dear. It could have been much worse than it was. So in terms of runs, this has been quite a nice roulette run for me. I've so far got a lot of the cars I wanted early and some nice bonus surprises. Well, keep the superlatives coming, Joe, but I'm not sure my content's great. The run's great, yes, but I'm not. Let's be fair here. Of course, the International A license, any cars could be our rewards. I expect to get a lot more town cars from that one. I might also do the super license at the same time. I might do both. Do the International A and the super license. Try and get both out of the way, because that means we're free to race whatever we want without having to stop again. But that's going to depend on how long it takes me. I mean, I'm not going to need to worry about getting prize cars now, to be fair, so I don't need to go gold hunting. We are very much on our way to another tournament victory. Having thrashed the poor lightweight tournament, we're now decimating the Pan-Euro Championship. It's time for the final lap, and we're doing good. Get it inside apex there beautifully. On the brakes. Nice and late. Perfectly into the apex. Not bad at all. Well, we're not lapping the field this time, but we are going to lap a lot of them. Nice sounding Mercedes engine, man, it must be said. Is the TVR going to get away with it? I think he is. He's just been saved the embarrassment. Let's see how aggressive my AI car is. No, he's sitting behind him. He's been a good boy. Very nice sounds there. The engines have been nicely upgraded in this version. Which is weird, because apparently in GT5 they sounded like lawnmowers again. So it makes you wonder why they seem to have detuned the sound. Oh yes. The Bentley's come home to the Circuit de la Sarthe. Oh wow, they sound like a vacuum. Oh dear, that's bad. That is very bad. That kind of sound. The British Racing Green number 7 Bentley Speed 8 is getting ready to take on Le Mans for the first time in over 2 decades. And its aim is to blow a load of German and French hatchbacks into the seaweed. Out of my way. Get off my racing line, you. Here we go, onto Tech Rouge. Kick us some sun because we might as well. And now we are on the legendary Mulsanne Straight. When there's no chicanes, this is 4 miles long. Now you have an idea of how fast this car goes. And then just before 100 metres we'll brakes on the sports tyres. Yeah, on the sports tyres the brakes aren't as effective. Still, no harm done by going through the chicane, no one cares. Next. We are way clear. I've no idea how far we are ahead, but there's absolutely no chance of us lapping the field here. The track is simply too long. Even with our ridiculous straight line speed advantage, it's not going to be enough. But that's okay, I've made my peace with that. Yeah, not bad. 3:37 opening lap on sports tyres with a slow rolling start. So let's see what she's really capable of. Let's go. Amazingly, we are 52 seconds a lap faster in the field. That's a bit silly. What high-speed performance and downforce does for you, eh, people? This is a frankly ridiculous situation. That was technically cheated, the way I took that corner. But there was no punishment, there's no penalty, so I'm happy to do it. Yeah, we'll gloss over the rules at the end now, people. Still the TVRs. Following the Bentley home. Because as I say, the Bentley is just a little... just a little bit broken. To have a Bentley prototype at this point in the game with broken progression. So that's race 3. We've got 2 more to go. So, what class are we going to go for this time? Oh my god. 6 laps of the Côte d'Azur in the Bentley Speed 8. We're doing 6 laps around Monaco. Okay, this is going to be interesting. We've done 58 miles so far in the Bentley. That's quite impressive. I'm not kidding around here. Sod off. Just because you're jealous of the fact that I'm driving a true car and you're in a steady little family hatchback. Bugger off. That was a bit of a dive bomb, but we got away with it. Just a little bit of a dive bomb. That was me elbowing them out of the way. Of course, this configuration is actually harder than most of the modern versions of the game, because the corners don't have the radius that some of the modern ones do. Like, the back there is nowhere near it, but like this is a lot faster. These versions of the swimming pool are way tighter. Although Ras Kass is a lot more open. So we're not massively faster in the field at the moment, but we'll see how it goes as the next laps unfold. Yeah, we're here on one of the non-sanctioned weekends. Yeah, they're not even at the tunnel, so we're well clear now. Yeah, we're about 10 seconds a lot faster than the field around Monaco, because the car just doesn't quite have the room to open its full potential here, but it's certainly quicker than theirs. Like 10 seconds a lap is insanely fast. That's like around about 10 laps of the circuit and it'd be a lap down. So in a full race distance, there'd be 7 to 8 laps down. Which might put them on par with an OK Caterham F1 car. Too soon? Yeah, these sport tyres really do not do this car any favours. Anything lower to racing tyres in this game and your car just slides. It has very minimal grip. Two more laps to go. And then we have one final race before we can peel off and go and get our license. I don't want the embarrassment of turning up our race and the officials going, "You're not licensed to race here, son. Take your car, pack up and go home." But I've done this and I've done it, and you've not got the license, son. Get out. But I've done it. Get out, or we call security. Now. This isn't fair. I want to go get out. Which is pretty much how the conversation would have played. I got way more turning than they expected and I had to bail out of the corner. Which is kind of embarrassing, but these things happen. Well, there's 3 more cars to lap. Can I do them before the end of the Monaco race? This could be quite interesting, this. I can't now, that's a massive botch. Oh, he just escaped. He just escaped the ignominy. The TVR Tamora got away with it by about a second. He just escaped the humiliation. And if it wasn't having to dive wide at the Raskas, it would have happened. He was saved by the other TVR taking a bullet for him. So the final race, and then we can find out what kind of car we're going to get. I reckon we're going to get... Oh, of course. We've got 2 laps of the Nordschleife. They're making us go long at the end, people. We're going long. It's going to be a 15-minute race, this one. Still, we have all the time for a while yet, so... Come on, hurry up. That was just me skipping that very slow animation. That's better, thank you. Right, so how does the Bentley tackle the Nordschleife compared to the other cars? Let's find out. Oh, it's forced me off onto the grass. Right, time to get some serious speed down. Let's go. Oh, we're off. We're off. But we're keeping our foot in it, people. We're not giving up. Oh, there's an Nordschleife, and we're wondering why their grass has been so finely chopped there. Good Lord, this feels fast. Oh, that was my own fault, went too wide. Very unconventional line there, but it worked. Now the big question is, will the tyres hold up to the end of 2 laps? Sports soft tyres. Could be asking a lot of them this. Apologies, I tried to stop that coming out. It's possible it was this event, yeah, where on the second lap they just went and I lost about 2.5 minutes on one straight because I was literally spinning on the straights. So yeah, that is a worry actually. But I don't believe in taking it easy. If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down in a blaze of glory. Yeah, our corner's much tighter than it looks. And with that one being off camber, it's very easy to lose grip. I like the difference in sound for going through the carousel then. The way it sounded was very, like, old-fashioned and concreted, which I really appreciate. It's an amazing circuit to drive this. It really tests your skill. You really suddenly realise just how good or bad you are when you drive it. Oops. So I mean, way too much speed into that hill jump then. Way too fast. You think to yourself, oh, it's a Le Mans prototype, it'll stick to the ground. Not if it's not touching the ground, it won't. So we are lapping quite quickly. Bear in mind, this is a detuned version of the Bentley. I've not got the high-end turbos fitted or anything like that. Now we're making smoke. .227. Clubbed that curb and it threw me wide. Right, so 6:34 was our opening lap. Can we go faster this time? I think we've got a big lead. We are way in front. Much better line through there this time, way better. And it's the Audi that's back in second place. Ugh. Wow, we're 1 minute and 14 seconds clear after one lap. That is a pasting. It does go to show just how big this circuit is. Interesting, I saw a list recently of the world's most dangerous closed race circuits. And as deadly as the Nürburgring is, it only got number 2 on the list. Can anyone think of a circuit more deadly than the Nürburgring, the outer loop green hell? Is there any circuit that you would have put higher than that? There's one that this particular YouTuber did, and on balance, it's probably the right one to choose. But there aren't many I can think of that can rival the ring in terms of being deadly. Give you all a bit of time to potentially put some suggestions in the chat, and then I'll tell you the one that was chosen. Assuming no one chooses said circuit, of course. By the way, said list featured some other circuits, and not all of them are permanent circuits, by the way. Just a place as an actual circuit for racing. To make it a bit fairer. And also, they are a closed circuit, as in you complete a lap. It's not point to point like in World Rally, for example. Which means one rather famous race is excluded. I'll say, if you're not ready to give up, I won't reveal it. Yes, somehow my tyres have held up. They're only in the yellow, which is somewhat surprising given its soft tyres. Yeah, fair enough, you say you have no clue, Joe. So a few circuits which didn't beat Nürburgring but rivaled it are... There's the Macau Grand Prix in Macau, the legendary F3 race. Anyone who saw Sophia Flörsch's horrendous crash in 2018 will know that one. Spa-Francorchamps, that rivaled it, of course, rather sadly in more recent years. And there was also the inclusion of the Circuit de la Sarthe itself in Le Mans. In more recent years, there's still been sadly loss of life there. But the race that was chosen as more deadly than the Nürburgring, I'm not surprised you might not have thought of it, but I did when I thought what could possibly be worse. And there's only one thing I could think of, and it turned out I was right. The Manx TT course on the Isle of Man, the motorcycle race. It features a rather grim fact. Apparently, this year's Manx TT was the first since 1982 where there wasn't a single competitor that lost a life. someone had lost a life every year between 83 and 23. Oh, nice! We have a car for the DCM tournament. We got a Opel Calibra. Excellent. That's brilliant. We can use that in the DCM tournament. Out of curiosity, how much have we done? A measly 7.9% of the game. And we've already got the GT prototypes. Insane. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a break from the championships because we're going to go and get our International A license. Bam, bam. And we're starting in a Jag XJ220. So what circuit are we doing here then? Ah, midfield. Yes, I remember this now. Yeah, I'm not surprised either. The moment, but I was thinking of it while I was watching it. I'm like, what could possibly be more deadly than an Nordschleifer? What could be the more crazy and silly than that? And then it hit me. Having seen footage of the way particularly if you do the sidecar motorcycle racing, which is just absolutely insane. The riders who do that are absolutely mental. There's no other word for it. Oh God, feel the understeer and now the horrendous oversteer, people. Very nice. I'm going to try that one more time, see if we can get a faster time. Oh, come on, seriously? That counted as out. That counted as out. That was absolutely in by millimeters, and you know it. You're just trying to make me feel like Roman Grosjean at the Hungaroring that time. Look how close we came to gold. Well, that'll do me nicely. We managed to get a silver. That wasn't bad at all for a second genuine attempt. The actual second attempt, that doesn't count. No. Oh, now we're going to Suzuka. Up through Dunlop towards the Degners. What car are we driving? Oh, we're in a Renault Spider. No, Alpha Spider even, sorry, not a Renault Spider. The Renault Spider was far more crazy than this, in terms of a car. It's a nice looking Alpha, but it's not the fastest, and it also has pretty poor handling. But it's an Alpha, and that makes it popular with most people. It feels sluggish though. It does not feel fast. Oh, that's somehow counted as in. I'll take it. And I'll take that silver as well. It's a nice looking car, isn't it? I love how the driver's just sat there with his hands on the wheel, totally motionless. Everyone else is applauding and the driver's like, this corner, that much extra radius, that much extra speed. And they're like, you got a silver trophy, mate. I don't care, leave me alone. The driver's like, leave me be. I don't want to talk to you right now. Leave me alone. A guide to chicane. Oh, we're at Fuji. What car are we driving? Oh, that sounds... Oh, I know what car that is. I think that's a Skyline. Yeah, it's got a V-spec engine. I can hear it. I'm gonna retry that one. I think I went a bit wide at the first hairpin. Yeah, I was right. There it is. My dream car. The R34 Skyline. That's the car I want. It was the car I would love to own. They are expensive, but they are awesome. I don't think that's going to be very fast. Oh, it was almost a silver, though. Surprisingly. I'm surprised that was almost a silver. If I've got a chance to get a silver, I'll take it. No. That's not a way to do. I had a little extra speed on the exit, but I don't know if my line was poor through the corner. Yeah, my line was poorer. I think this is one of those tests that if you were trying to get it to gold, it would be a real nightmare. Because there's no real room to improve. You get it wrong, that's it, you're screwed. Kind of like there, that was poor. Although apparently I'm still ahead. No, didn't think so. Like chasing that extra 2 tenths. That's literally what I'm chasing. Meanwhile, good evening there, Exetel. Just seeing you jump into the chat. How are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. How you been keeping yourself going? Yes. We're playing the randomiser run on this. The prize cars are randomized, and we've seen some interesting results so far. We got ourselves a Le Mans prototype earlier. Yay! We got the silver. Excellent. Thank you. We can move on now. Brilliant. Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you very much, XTL. Just keeping things going nice and smooth. As I say, doing the randomizer run here, so any prize car can be given to us. We can do the easiest race in the world and get the fastest car in the game. We can do the hardest race in the world and get the slowest car in the game. So, we're playing roulette. And this is a... Listen to the sound of that engine. Sounds a bit throaty, doesn't it? Almost muscly in a way. Oh god, this is a muscle car, alright. It feels like it can barely turn corners. Left-ish, right-ish. And that's about it. You're not getting any more out of the car than that. We've not had one yet, Exetel, but it wouldn't surprise me if that happened. I've gone too wide. Oh. What car is that? Some kind of Ford. Is that a Mustang, maybe? Or a Falcon? I say, if it's a horse carriage could be kind of funny, actually, in a way. I remember in Crazy Taxi, you could actually unlock a rickshaw taxi from doing the Crazy Box challenges, and that was rather funny. Watching Axel and BD Joe and everybody trying to pedal around the world of Crazy Taxi that are driving fast cars. Not bad at all. That was much faster than I thought it was going to be. That did not feel that fast. What's next? What's the next test? Oh, it's a lap guide run. Oh, we're in a Seat Ibiza as well. Oh. So we got one of my most hated types of license in a really rubbish car. Oh, well. Sit back for the long haul, people. This is going to take us some time. Look at that gold time. 2 minutes 28 seconds to get gold. Gotta keep deep in the draft here, try and get as much speed as we can. Seats are quite common, yes. Again, it's like all the Volkswagen brands. So VW, Audi, even Skoda. You still see Skoda a lot. I had to back off then because I almost overtook him. I took that line so much better and this feels a little weird, to be honest. Oh, that... Okay, I don't know how that didn't fail me for crashing then, but I'll take it. So the problem with these particular laps is I don't like the line that the supposed pace car takes. It drives a very different driving style to me. And I find that I catch it in the weirdest places. That's right, yeah, if you overtake the pace car, Exetel, or crash into it, you fail the test. It's really frustrating because there's times where the pace car has an awful line. You saw it at the top of the hill on the blind corner. It slows right down. And if you've got any kind of competency at El Capitan, you can very nearly overtake it. I've overtaken it loads of times. In fact, I think I did it on my first run of this game. When I did it on the raw run. So now the question is, can we get enough slipstream to get us near the silver or the gold? Absolutely nothing I can do now. I'm at the mercy of the straight line speed. Oh, only 3/10 off. How much of that was cost by that slow corner at the top of El Capitan? We will never know. We will never know. So now we're doing Autumn Ring for this one. What car are we in? Oh. Something that sounds a bit muscly, actually. And it's not very stable either. Whatever I'm driving is not a stable car. It's got decent low-end grunt, though, which makes it kind of useful. Enjoying the sound there, Joe, and I like that. I like to hear that. Ooh, too slow for a silver. That's a huge gap between bronze and silver. Nearly 2 seconds. And nearly 3 seconds to gold. That's a bit crazy, to be honest, that. No, no faster. Ah, it's the Honda S2000. That's why it has that weird feel. I say it's not a bad car, the 2K. It's a bit low on power in terms of how it delivers it, but it's got a nice experience to drive. You can definitely have some fun with it. Oh, that'll do. That's much better. So we got 2 more, and then we'll take a brief back out because I don't want to do the coffee break challenges. They are not fun. Do a snail drive and knock over all these cones. Yeah, how about no? Ah, Trial Mountain. Okay, what car are we using? Oh, I know what car this is. I could tell by those headlights. We're using the Roof CTR or the Roof Yellowbird. Roof, of course, being a version of a famous German manufacturer who counts as their own manufacturer despite modifying those cars. That company, of course, being Porsche. This was Gran Turismo's creative way around the exclusivity license that EA had, and oh my god. The moment you literally put that message in the chat then, Joe, the rear wheel tyres did decide they wanted to kill me. Wow. This thing's got a rear end about as stable as anyone who's had one of my chilies. It's the only way you have a less stable rear end in this car is have one of my chili dishes. That'll give you an unstable rear end. If you know, you know. Oh, nearly. Not far off. Yep, see, there we are. An old 1980s Porsche 911. And it handles like an old 1980s Porsche 911. It will try to kill you. It's like, are you still breathing? Yes. Then you enjoyed the ride. Oh, so I mean. Oh. Apologies for that bong. That's not in the original game. It was added for this. There's no way to disable it. It's very annoying. Yeah, this is not the... This car is... It's kind of fun to drive, but it's not a car you'll have much speed in, I don't think. My head slightly. The question is, can I stay there? This is feeling good. Oh, much faster. Much quicker. Not bad at all. What's the next license test? Please don't be a guided lap run. Please don't be a guided lap run. Please don't be a guided lap run. Well, it's Hong Kong. It's not guided lap at least. What car are we driving? Not sure. Oh, it's another Alpha. All you Alpha fans are getting your rewards tonight, it would seem. I do love the low-res backdrops that they've got in here in this game, but I do like the fact they put them in the first place. Yes, Joe's having a crisis in the chat, almost as much as I did on the SMT5 stream, when I had a very nice unlock happen. And so the problem with this car is, much like a lot of the other low-end Alphas, they have a turning circle worse than the moon. Well, again, I think a lot of that's down to the way the car is tuned. It's not really set up for high-speed driving. And it feels really inconsistent with its grip. It either has loads of grip or no grip at all. It's a weird car to drive. See there? Oh, never mind. So sometimes my humour is a bit slow burn. Other times it's just very slow. So I don't blame you for not catching it straight away. That was weird. I was getting like tyre squeal when I was in a straight line. That's not very common. Yeah, the apex was missed by quite a long way. That'll do. Silver again. So I'm going to very briefly back out of this menu purely because I want to not only get the game saved, but it'll mean I can skip the coffee break because I do not want to go anywhere near it. So what's number 9? We're driving in a Citroen Zara. Well, this is probably going to be somewhere in France. I'm guessing Opera Paris. Yep, I'm right. It's Opera Paris. And we're driving in a Citroen Zara. This has a very strange engine sound. And then we have a very slow, torturous acceleration towards the line. But it'll do. It's a silver. I think I just mowed down one of the guys who was taking the test results then. Sorry, Mr. Examiner, I apologise. But why were you stood in the road if you didn't want to be hit? Oh, it's one lap guide run of the 2005. So we're doing the most recent circuit for the time, and we're in... I'm not sure what that is. Oh, it's a Toyota Colonia. No, I've never even heard of it. Yep, I just had to bump draft the Skyline because it was so slow off the line. I don't think you're supposed to do that, but it was a case of I need you to get on the gas, mate. I need you to take off the Takumi in initial D and step on the gas. Despite all the runoff here, if you go over the line, you fail. It's incredibly annoying. I'd like nothing better than just go out wide and go at high speed. But the game will fail me if I do that. What kind of line is he taking? What kind of line was that? Did you all see that then? What kind of racing line was that? You're in a four-wheel drive Skyline. You will not be in initial D. You can't be. Not unless you are a master of messing around with the diff. Or if you're in a 1990s Skyline. But you're in a very early 2000s one that's four-wheel drive. You will not be a drifter in that car. Stop trying to make drift happen. It's not going to happen. I am at the mercy of top line speed now. There's nothing more I can do. We'll keep in the wheel tracks and hold for maximum draft. There's at least two parts of that lap where I think that car could go a lot faster than it does. And you have to engineer ways to stay behind the car, which is a very frustrating experience for the player. Oh, now we're doing dirt racing. Oh. My favourite thing in the world, off-roading. Well, there's a lot more pacing than that. I need to find half a second. Now that I've got my eye in, let's give it another try. So I'm not a fan of dirt rallies. I might have hit that wall too hard. Just a little bit. I think it might be, yeah. It's not quite what you'd call a regular rally vehicle, is it, Joe? You're not wrong. That'll do. Our silver hunt has succeeded for now. Because if I can get all silvers, I'll get 2 prize cars. And they could be 2 randoms. They could be great, or they could be awful. Oh no. We're driving on snow. Oh. It just gets worse. And this is a Toyota Celica from the 1990s. I recognise that Boeing front end and those really sharp pop-up headlights. Very, very famous. Listen to that engine. He says it's like you driving, Avian. I think you're being very harsh on yourself, comparing your driving to mine. Oh my god, I don't believe it. We smashed that. Wow, okay, that was much easier than I expected it to be. I don't know whether I cheated. I don't care. It worked. If you saw me driving, it'd be like the aftermath of the Blues Brothers movie. We're on the Nürburgring Nordschleife, and we're in a pretty fast car by the feel of things. Oh, no. Yeah, it's a BMW. We're on a mission from God. Don't you blaspheme in here! I think I've still got a copy somewhere as well, myself. Great movie. I loved a lot of those 80s movies like that, you know, like the Blues Brothers, Dragnet, so Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Absolute classics. Look how close! We made it to the silver by 6 thousandths of a second. But that's perfectly fine. I will take 6 thousandths if it gets me a silver. Now we're at the Twin Ring Motegi. And we're driving in a very nice sounding car, actually. Nope, need to find another half a second for that one. There's not much time in this. There's not much of a gap. And it doesn't help that the AI is terrible through that final corner. It loses so much time there because it's drifting. Nah, not quite. Get comfortable, people. We might be seeing this test a lot. Yeah, so I mean, the way it takes that corner slows you down massively. You could be easily 20 miles an hour faster if you got that line better. Nope. Might as well retry. We're already behind. I'm not going to recover that time. Yeah, car was trying to dig its way to Australia then. So the problem with this, the problem here, as I say, not only have you got this opening stings that slows you down so badly, it also then has poor handling when you need it. So it's a good little car to drive, it's just that these corners, it really doesn't agree with it. Much faster, but not quite fast enough. Nope. This one is very hard to get any better than bronze on because there's just so little time. You can't really make any time up anywhere. There's nowhere obvious. It literally is 3 corners. So this is one of those tests that would just give you constant frustration because like you don't really know where you're finding or losing speed. It's like there. I didn't really feel the difference. So I think this one might be the test that breaks the silver run. I might not be able to get it. The problem is the car just understeers. It understeers through that final corner so badly. It's really poor at handling that final corner. It can't get the turning for it at all. Once you get on the power, you just go wide. Nope. This is one of the most frustrating tests I've ever seen because there's literally, I said before, there's very minimal area to improve it. I'm sure there's a magic line somewhere that gets you spot on what you need. There was still a tyre on the line there. There was still a tyre over the line. Don't be so mean. It was probably going to be slower anyway. I'll use the F1 excuse. Nope, that's out. I can already tell that's out. There's no arguing that one. Oh, come on. Why 14.472 anyway? Why? How did they decide that time? What did they do? Like run this test 29 times and like the aggregate difference between or something? And then I almost accidentally get a gold. I'll take it. It's fine. Meanwhile, good evening, Queen. How are you doing? Made it? Well, you just made it as I was battling to get to silver, and it was not going well, and then the moment you appear, I get the silver, so... Welcome. Ah, one-lap guide run at the Nürburgring. Oh boy. Be prepared for me to fail this a lot. Because I'll either overtake the safety car, or crash, or worse. I love the fact we've got the nice little Mercedes badge up in the air. Almost like it's a World War I target on an aircraft. Yep, it's definitely going to brake check me, you're not wrong. So, I mean, I almost shot past him then, because my line was so much better. It's meant to be a guided lap run, but it takes one of the worst lines. So you don't really learn the track as such. Because the idea of these is it's supposed to passively teach you things like the racing line. But it kind of doesn't, because its racing line is all over the place. As we're nailed to its back end. So I mean, I took a much better line than him then. Oddly enough, that helped me. Him drifting back onto my line then gave me a little extra braking energy. So believe it or not, that was a good thing. But look at the time to get gold, by the way, people. 9 minutes and 2 seconds. This is one of the longest license tests in the game. It's also one of the most frustrating for that reason. Because if you go off, you are facing a long, long return. So apologies if I go into a bit of a ultra-hyper concentration mode. If being the key word. I mean, I can save state. I can just do that. Boom. State saves slot 1. Best thing is you didn't even see that because of my new ultra wide. The text is nowhere near where you're seeing the border. It makes it easier for me to cheat. Yeah. As if I need to make excuses and hide cheating the amount of times I've done it on stream. So I'm staying very close to its wheel tracks at the moment, which is the best I can do, really. Get as much of the slipstream as possible. So, I mean, I'd have taken a much tighter line than him then, but I had to bail out and let him go by me, because if I'd have gone past him, I'd have failed. So, in some way, it's a good way of, like, you know, figuring out safe ways to overtake. But the problem you find is that with it having a set time and you can't, you know, you don't get a penalty, you just get automatically failed. It kind of discourages you from battling. Oh, no, that was the wrong line. I went on the curb, lost all grip. And that could be a problem, but we'll see. This is one of those courses where you get incremental, like, failures. So if you lose a second at one part of the course, it snowballs to 3 or 4 by the end of it. But at the same time, you've also got a lot of spaces where you can make up time if you get the perfect racing line. I was doing that because I wanted to be nowhere near him at that corner. I did not want to risk going into the back of him. Bit of a drift there. The rear wheel tyres getting dragged out wide. Got a bit greedy on the inside of the carousel then. A bit too greedy. Yeah, even in a flat road car like this, you can just go around that corner. You don't have to worry about braking too hard. And here you can get away with a light lift. You need a couple of dabs on the brake there because it's a tighter bend than it looks. And then you're into the thread section, where Kota got a bit of inspiration from for his Sector 1. After it had finished cloning Suzuka, of course. Just kept that in the lines. Very, very fortunate there. So this car's got a very unpredictable rear end. It can be either the most planted thing in the world or extremely tail happy. So it makes it frustrating on courses like this, where you've got a constant change in elevation and camber. You can easily find the car being dragged miles out of line, and there's not much you can do about it. You just got to like try and ride it and recover it. And so I have no idea how close to any of these times I am. I have no idea. I'm gonna brake before this jump so we can get a smooth exit. In any other car, I'd go flat through here, but I get the feeling this isn't going to work. Mainly because I can't trust his light. Yep, so I mean, I had to get on the brakes, and that screwed my balance up big time. For a tutor car, this guy is rubbish. The pace is absolutely awful. Okay, good. We got an excellent exit from that. Stop weaving on the straight. You are not Max Verstappen. Stop doing that. This looks very promising. Yeah, we're going to easily beat the goal time. By over 13 seconds. And we did that live, and not once did we load a state. We did it first time. So considering the fact there were points where I had to bail out to avoid hitting him, that proves there's a lot more time in that lap. I reckon it's possible if you weren't following the safety car, or if the safety car had some competency, you'd actually be a lot better. Now I'm going to very quickly do something a bit interesting here. I'm going to actually switch to manual gears. The reason being that this car I'm driving is a Le Mans prototype. It has no traction control. And it has a nightmare of spinning up its tyres in second gear. So we'll let the red line counter go, and then we'll change gear. At this point, all we can do is just drive. We are now flat out. And is it just me, but does this car look like it's wearing Dame Edna Ravager's glasses with those little white flares at the front? They're meant for aerodynamics, but they just look stupid. Yep, so here we are, travelling at a ridiculous rate of knots. This is one thing I haven't done, taken this corner with heavy braking in manual gears. I can drop that car down to third gear at that point, I reckon. It's like, easy, Tiger. Oh, only half a second off. Only half a second. I can definitely do better than that. Not like that, I can't. Dude. Oops, I pressed the wrong gear. I pressed gear down instead of gear up like an idiot. So by using manual gears, I'm going to try and avoid using the ones that generate too much wheel spin. Yeah, you didn't like the R92, did you, Joe? It's not a bad car, but I won't say it's brilliant either. Just give me an idea where I am to my Ghost. I want 2 clicks. Easy. Smashed the silver. Absolutely smashed it. So that is our International A license. So, what are the 2 cars? We're going to get 2 cars here. So here's the first one. The first one we receive is... Let's spin the roulette. Oh, wait, no. So now we are a certified driver. Let's see what we get. First car is... Here we go. Oh! The Spoon Civic Type R. To be fair, there is a Type R meeting, so that could be kind of useful. What's the next one? Let's re-roll. Another Lotus Elise. It's not a bad car, but I don't need one. What a shame. We didn't do a bad roll, but it also wasn't a good roll. Now, let's see if we can do some of the super license. Let's take on the super license. Now, the super license is fascinating because it is literally 1 lap time trials. That's it. There is no other goals. You're not trying to navigate things in a certain way. You're not trying to do any of that. All you want to do is get as fast a time as possible and get around the course. So we're aiming for silvers. Ooh, that feels... I now know why. 1 second, peeps. I'm thinking that feels really sluggish. Why? I've just remembered why. That's the reason why. I'm in manual gears. I've not adjusted for anything. Because the very thing about the RC92 one is there's only a few places where you need to brake. So knowing navigation with manual gears is quite easy. I don't know Motegi in manual gears. I have no idea. That was a nice tight line. We're actually in the first car I won, the Gothard Civic. A 1980s touring car. And it feels it. It feels very sluggish. But it's actually not bad for turning in. It's got a decent turning circle. Very heavy understeer there. We got away with it. You can imagine 2 guys in a bar going, "This car is too gutless and too uncivilized to hold a candle to the Volkswagen Golf," or something like that. That corner is a lot trickier than it looks. Okay, well, I'm unlikely to get gold, but can I get silver? That's the question. Yes. Yes, I can. By quite a long way. We're next going to... Oh, it's Città d'Aria. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Yes, check out the wonderful early 3D models. And now we're in a classic Alpha. Straight out of the 1960s. Very smooth sounding engine, doesn't it? Yeah, no worries, quite. Getting some snacks, you'll need it to get through my streams. Oh, I thought I was just going to get away with getting right through and using the maximum amount of room. I thought I'd just done enough. But the game was like, nah, not this time. Because this is one of the more precise circuits. But in a car like this, it just doesn't have the turning circle for half of the corners. Unless you really slow down like that, which is fine. Because it means you've got less travel to go, but it also means you're going much, much slower before you hit the apex of the turn. Aim to clip the really famous architecture, because that saves a lot of time, believe it or not. Somehow that doesn't count as a crash. I'll take it. So low revs, this car gets very wheel happy. So in those chicanes there, it really gets a handful. And you can lose so much time sliding and spinning, it's awful. It's part of the challenge of Citadaria. Because at this point now we're climbing uphill, and the problem here is simple. Lack of power. Yes, try taking the 1886 Benz Motorwagen up this course. It ain't gonna happen, trust me. There's no way it'd manage any of these hills. So we're not getting anywhere near the gold. Not even close. But it doesn't matter, because we smashed the silver. We're not aiming for gold. I'm not good enough for that to do that live on the internet. Well, unless I get very lucky. So the next one. Where are we going? Special stage route 5. Okay. Oh, we're in the Selena S7. This doesn't feel very fast. I'll do, silver. I'll do very nicely indeed. Next. Where are we going? Father Costa di Amalfi. Oh, that feels like a very... Oh, it's a Stratos. Wow, there's a view for you from the grill, people. Look at all those lights. Yeah, that's not going to make you very aerodynamically efficient. Oh, What the hell? It locked up on the braking. It's the beauty of a car, but oh my lord, did it not handle. It really didn't like the braking. It really did not like it at all. Here we go, we're going to get airborne. Yeah, look at that. That's a classic view for you people. One of the greatest looking cars, the Lancia Stratos. It's also a phenomenal car to drive in real life. V6 Ferrari engine mounted in the middle, designed by Bertoni, and hideously impractical. But not exactly the kind of car that you'd park beside a Lamborghini Countach or a Ferrari F40, because it wasn't designed for posing, really. It was designed for just going very fast and looking very good while it did it. Really? That counts as a fail? Are you serious? That wasn't even tapping the wall. Yeah, exactly. How? How did that count as a fail? That is a very harsh penalty. Michael Massey, go back to V8 supercars. You're not wanted here. Your interpretation of the rules is not allowed. Yet somehow that was allowed. The inconsistency is mind-boggling. Yeah, these outcrops are very, very easy to fall into and damage your car. Or in this case, get a penalty for tapping the wall at 1 mile an hour. Beautiful sound on the drift there though, must be sad. Don't know if it was fast, don't really care. Oh. I felt the car veer left, and I was literally stabbing the right analog stick, but it wasn't having it. It must have just got into a clip mode. So basically, in this car, you can't hit the walls, ever, it seems. Which is somewhat irritating, because the car naturally veers in one direction when you brake hard. So if you're trying to gain time by trail braking or something like that, you just can't do it. On the flip side, it is a nice car to look at, so you're having to stare at the car multiple times. There is that consolation at least. See, somehow that counted as being okay. Very bizarre. So it has really weird power application, this car. It goes from having tons of grip to still going sideways on a knife edge. It's not quite as dangerous as the roof, don't get me wrong. But for a car that's been racing modified, it definitely feels far less planted. But that's a rear-wheel drive rally car for you. It's rear-wheel drive, so it's not got the same balance as like the Scooby and Pratzers or the Mitsubishi Evos or the Ford Escort rally car. Right, so it was down at the bottom of this hill here. I had to take it naturally very slow there to avoid veering into the wall. Whoa, very, very slippy. How did it... I did well to catch that then. That's probably going to mean I'm not getting silver, but I've at least managed to get... I'm closer to setting an actual lap time. This is going to be tight. Oh, by just 5/100ths of a second. So bloody close. Go again. It's going to happen. Nah, restarting. That wheel spin screwed me up. Ah, welcome back, Queen. You just missed me failing a rally stage in very arbitrary fashion. But it's okay for now. We're just ahead. My main goal here is to just get to that point where I lost control. And if I can get within touching distance of my car there, and get a decent entry, we'll get the silver with ease. Yes, the no is very appropriate. When neck and neck, well, that's fine. Yet somehow I hit the wall then and got away with it. I am perplexed. Very perplexed. Yeah, this car's big issue is stability. It just doesn't have enough of it. It's a very unstable car. So when you're going at pace, you really have to be cautious with the brakes. And I think it was here where I lost control. So now I'm taking it much smoother and I'm miles ahead of my old time. So that's good. Oh, that's a bit wide. We got the car in a straight line, so that's good. Oh, only half a second off gold. Wow. Not bad. Well, we got the silver, so that's good. I'm going to very quickly back out, just so I can save my progress. And now we're going to be driving in, oh, it's a Ford GT around the Seattle circuit. This is going to be intense. This is a flashback to Gran Turismo 2, because you had pretty much the same test, only in an OG Ford GT40. We want to use the 100-meter board to get the brakes on. Got a bit wide there, but that's okay. Listen to that engine. The car veered left after taking off. Memo to me. Memo to me. Make sure you're facing in exactly a straight line going over the bumps. Wasn't the best line through that corner, but it got me through, so let's keep going. Those go faster stripes on the front of the Ford GT, they might help. Not so sure personally, but what do I know? Hey! Well, that's not going to go any faster. Car under braking lost all control. Lost absolutely all control then, under braking. So you can't plant the power. It must be the gradient of the curve. This must be painful to watch for all you people. Yeah, I was going into the top of that bend too hot and it was dragging me wide. I need to lose a bit more speed going into the bend there. Beautiful sound to this engine now, supercharged. Watch out for the train tracks, they can massively unsettle your car. Aggressive, aggressive, yeah, good, okay. More rear end instability to contend with that. Oh, clip the inside wall. And for some reason, clipping the inside wall didn't fail me, but spearing into the other wall did. It was almost like they were delaying the inevitable. Let him think he's got away with it. And been a day. Now I know how George Russell fell at the end of Spa. Again, too soon. Yeah, that was too fast. I tried, and I failed miserably. We've not even got round yet. I've not once even got done a lap. Not sure why that didn't count as a fail, but I'm okay with it. Getting a little bit slower than the last lap, but we've actually made it round, so let's see if we can turn this into something. Not like that, we can't. The car just suddenly stepped out on the braking. There was nothing I could do to stop it. So around this circuit, this car has very inconsistent handling. It goes from being an utter joy that you can throw into a corner to an absolute boat that you can't get anywhere. And there's no real indicator as to when you're going to get either or. Still, we got ourselves a solo, so I'm okay with that. We will be license testing to the end. Oh no, it's the ice arena. Oh, good lord. This is going to be interesting. They say this is the ice arena. It's exactly what they mean. It is like you are literally driving on ice. It's not like there's any snow to give you grip. There's literally just slick ice, and that's all you've got. It's a relatively short lap, but of course the problem with that means you've got less opportunities to make your time back if things go awry. Like here, for example, I know for a fact I've messed that up. Oh, but unbelievable, it's a gold. Okay. That's the second time I've done that tonight. Gone onto an ice stage and instantly got a gold. I don't get it. I don't understand. No, I am not Colin McRae before anyone thinks. Oh, trial mounted. What car are we driving? Oh, I know that car. I think that's the Mercedes SLR McLaren. Yeah, it is. One for you, Joe. Listen to the engine. Oh, dear. Yeah, Games, take it. Just get out of here. Go away. Yep, Joe's enjoying the engine sound. I'll try shutting up for a few minutes. I'll also try keeping it on the island as well. It's definitely worth it if you get a PC, get the 2006 online beta, even if you don't decide to randomize it. You can just have fun with the sounds. Listen to that. Say it sounds pretty realistic. That's awesome. Maybe they took it away after the first game and thought, yeah, the first iteration, well, we can make that better. Oh wow, not even close. I was 1.5 seconds off. I wasn't anywhere near it. Wow. But then again, why is there a 5.3 second gap between bronze and silver? Why is it 5.3 seconds? Why isn't it like, say, I don't know, 3 seconds? The only problem with this car is it's a very heavy engine, so it drags the car wide at every opportunity. The flip side is, if you get it right, you can pull away. much faster. Much better. Silver for the silver arrow. So we've done a couple of championships and we've done a lot of license tests. Tonight's been quite productive. Be interested to see what we get on the next stream, but for now, let's keep finishing. We are on the Tokyo 246 and we're driving in... I don't know. Oh, I know the car. That's the NSX Takata Dome. A legendary JGTC car. Absolutely iconic. Well, that wasn't a bad first corner, if I say so myself. Oh, denied. Snack's got this in your tummy, is it? Has it satisfied you? That's the most important thing. Oh, it's gripping through that corner beautifully. It gripped up so well. Yeah, felt the back end going then, and I'm like, I don't care, I'm not stopping. This is one of my favourite circuits, this. Tokyo 246. It's just such a joy to drive. Well, we got silver again. Yeah, you think it's an amazing track job. I agree, it's fantastic. It's such a good circuit. So now we'll back out briefly again, purely because what I need to do here is I need to avoid the coffee break. I don't want to do the coffee break. The coffee break is absolutely rubbish. Ah, we've got a 1 lap time trial of El Capitan, and we're doing it in a Dodge Viper. This could be interesting, a Viper on El Capitan. Not expecting much grip here. We have a 140... Oh, let's look at that nose. Listen to this engine. I thought I'd done enough to get enough grip out of the car. I thought I'd done enough to just ride over the curb and then ran out of room, which is annoying. Yep, so now we're aiming into the hairpin corners here. Now, as a track, this rewards patience. It also rewards balls. If you get it right, you can save a load of time by skimming the walls. If you get it wrong, though, you fail. question is, how close to the silver are we going to get? With these, no problem. Absolutely smashed that one. No issue at all. Next course, if you please. Grand Canyon. Oh, it's a rally stage. Of course it is. And we're driving in a... Oh, that's a Starion. A Mitsubishi Starion. Kind of Jeremy Clarkson famously drove off-road in a 4-hour endurance race. Barely raced for an hour because he got blown up thanks to a new turbo he'd fitted that the car wasn't compatible with. His car was fast for a lap and then blew up. He'd basically done what Peugeot had done with their 905 back in the 80s in Le Mans when they wanted to go 405 kilometers an hour down the Mulsanne. They set the speed record, then blew the engine up, but it didn't care because all they wanted to do was do it. Yeah, you like the screaming engine, do you? So would I if I didn't hit the wall. Let's try that again. Oh, we got a much better start this time as well, so that's a good thing. Get off the track. Get off the track. I'm not going to stop. If you stay on the track, you will be all over my windshield. Get back behind the barriers, you absolute idiots. This is not the 1980s. Because believe it or not, that's what happened in the 80s. Fans actually did that. They tried to not only get onto the track, but touch the cars as they came through. Engineers would find severed fingers stuck in the radiator grills and other kinds of stuff. Really grim when you think about it. Exactly, ouch. Luckily there was no eyeballs to my knowledge. Sorry, not sorry. If you know, you know. I have no idea how close or miles away I am from this one. It doesn't feel fast, but again, stranger things have happened in this game. Like the 2 bleeding ice level, I thought it was slow as anything and ended up getting golds. Got away with it. 250. It's a silver. It'll do. The fact you have to find 15 seconds to get gold is rather crazy. But that wasn't the best run, and I still found a lot of time. So maybe I'm underestimating the difficulty. I don't know. Oh, Opera Paris. Ugh. And we're in a Renault, of course we are in a Renault Clio. This is the car that around about this time, everywhere was trying to push as this super hot hatchback. And it just wasn't. Every game I played this car in, it sucked. Metropolis Street Racer, sucked. Gran Turismo 2 to 4, sucked. Project Gotham Racing, sucked. It was a car that consistently sucked. At the time, I'm like, stop trying to make the Renault Clio V6 happen. It really isn't fucking happening. Chances are, though, it's probably quite a rare car now. You probably make quite a lot of money owning one. It was pushed because it had a medium mid-engine rear-wheel drive and a hatchback. Which is a great concept. It just wasn't very good. Still, at least it was better than the MG Maestro. Yes, believe it or not, that happened in the 80s. A hot hatch version of an Austin Maestro. Who thought that was a good idea? Yay, we got a silver. Awesome. Oh, wow. So a good half of the first phase Clio V6 is actually set afire. Oh, God. We don't wish that on any owner, but... There's the car showing its value right there, isn't it, peeps? Wow. A car so hot, it'll set you on fire. Now we're driving a Suzuka. Oh, wow, okay. And we're using... I don't know what car. Oh, it's the Nissan Moto Pitwork Z. A pretty decent JGCC car. Again, we're aiming for the silver, we're not aiming for gold. Because I'm not good enough for the golds. Not live, anyway. Apart from randomly on rally stages, it would seem. Oh, took way too much of the inside then. I was lucky not to crash. That's frustrating. I got onto the escape road and that didn't count as being out of the circuit, but then it ran out. That's so frustrating. Yeah, I'm way too greedy on the curb then. I got way too greedy. And then I was braking way too early for those corners. Use as much of that rumble strip as you dare. And we head towards the 130R, which you cannot take flat in this car. But you can do a light dab of the brakes. And then surprisingly, you can brake very late there. Right, there goes the gold time. Are we in time for a silver? This is going to be tight. Oh, we made it. There was only a tenth of a second in it, but we made it. Nice. Where next? Where are we going? Infineon Sports Car Course. Oh, it's the Audi. It's the Audi R8 Le Mans car. Which does actually look rather cool, actually, with the front bonnet nose hanging out the way it is. Oh, hang on, check it out. We've got an engineered driver. Check it out. Oh, what the hell? I think they turned the traction control off. I don't think it's got traction control. Pay close attention on the bottom left screen. You will actually see the driver bobbing his head around, reacting to the downforces. It's interesting that if it was on in the regular game, I wonder why it's off here. I mean, it could potentially gain a lot of time if you get it right. Because you'll be able to not have the power interfered with. Because if you get it right, you'll be able to just like literally like put the power down without having to like worry about the game telling you no, 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 no. I'm not going to get anywhere near it. I might even fail the test here, you know, believe it or not. Wow, got to find nearly 2 seconds. Good lord, where the hell am I going to find that? That's going to be tough. I got dragged off circuit. Dragged off the road. Let's go again. Aim to cut as much of that corner there as we dare. Oh, good lord. My other car's scampered way down the road here. I have no idea where I'm going to find the time back. I thought I'd kept it going. I thought I'd kept it inside with the 150. The extra speed, but I just ran out of room. Yeah, this one's hard. They've made this very hard. Somehow I'm faster. I don't know how, but somehow I'm faster. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, the traction control's definitely off. And the problem is, the inputs aren't precise enough for using no traction control. Because even though I've got a pair of analog triggers, you can't adjust the sensitivity, so you either go from on to off. And the pressure sense, you know, they're not using the analog sticks for it. It's so... I've never understood how that was even a thing. It was like, oh, use your analog sticks to plant your power. Never understood how it works, never got my head around it, could never make it figure out. So this might have an arbitrary blocker as well, which is really frustrating. But we shall see. That was a very wide line, so that's not likely to be that much faster. If anything, it's going to cost me too much time. But we shall see. That was faster until I hit the inside curb. And that slowed me right down. Yeah, the problem is you can't get the power down. Getting the power down with this mode is almost impossible. That's just no understeered for no reason. Must have been offline. Only reason that makes sense. I don't understand that. Why did it understeer? I hit the apex. Must have been doing something wrong, because I got nowhere near the grip that I needed. I barely had my finger on the button then, it was still spinning the wheels up. I think that's part of the problem, you can't predict how the power's going to go down, because it's not sensitive enough. On a really modern controller, with proper sensitivity controls, that might make a difference. See, I barely touched that. I barely touched my accelerator pedal. I lost all that time because in 3 corners, I'd barely touched the power and it was still spinning the wheels. I'm half tempted to switch to manual gears and deliberately overgear. I'm just running a higher gear all the time, see if it makes a difference. Yeah, I went wide again. Because if it's like that Nissan where in one gear it's always spinning the tyres up, it might not bother. Yeah, see, it was spinning up the tyres in second. If that's the way it is, I'll switch to manual and just not use second gear. If that's the issue, then I'll crack it doing that. I'll use manual gears. Yep, see, second gear. It's second gear. It's got the same problem as the Nissan test. For whatever reason, the second gear has been gear ratioed in such a way that it spins the tyres up. So, easy way to solve that. Manual gear, don't drop below 3rd gear. I'll do it that way. See if that makes a difference. Be an interesting experiment in by itself, even if it doesn't work. That was me applying it at full power right away, and it still took time for the wheels to spin. There's definitely something in it, just not a lot. This isn't working because there's that many gear changes. I don't know the circuit. I'm not advanced enough to know the circuit. And I'm not spending hours trying to learn it here tonight. It's just frustrating that they've got that as the... As like I say, in the regular... I'm pretty sure that in the regular version, you don't have that problem. You can get the gears round quite quickly. And they could have at least adjusted the lap times for it. Because it looks like they've not changed the lap times. So it's like, you know, you've not got... I would say I'm losing all my time in like 3 corners, and it's just really frustrating because it's just so boring. I mean, if you get the power down... It's fine because you get instant boost. It's awesome. But it's like there, I was getting so little grip. Half a second too slow. That was a lot faster though. I mean, to be fair, they didn't turn everything off. You do have the option to use manual gear. You do have the option to use automatic gears at least. Yeah, I went too fast into that. That was a good line, actually, to be fair. Until I carried too much speed over the crest. Everything else about it worked really well. Could have gained a lot of speed then if I got the power down properly, but I didn't. And there it is. Oh, I can take a breath now. That was hard. That one was a hard silver. I'd say that'd be good enough for a gold time, let alone a silver time. I'm really surprised at how difficult they made that test on this mode. Oh no. And now we're going to Chamonix. Ugh. Still that lovely Peugeot 205. Yeah, I was going too fast into the wall and I felt it. I felt the car was almost rolling backwards, which is odd. And strangely, it's actually not grippier on the snow because when you have the different surfaces, the car just doesn't grip. So this part of the stage is really annoying, because your tyres aren't grippy enough to take advantage of the asphalt. Yeah, I went too fast into the corner. It felt actually pretty good up until that point. I did say this is going to be one of the harder ones. It's a very irritating course, this one. Not really the car that's in any way or shape or form an issue here. Like the way the course has been structured, you have to kind of attack it in two very different ways. A traditional road course and then a rally stage. And the car isn't quite adaptable for either. Still, get it right. It's okay. Up we go, up there. Try and desperately to avoid putting too much pace into the back of the car when I'm hitting, if I go near the walls. Because you have a close call with it, it's okay, but if you end up hitting it at high speed, or even the gentlest of speed. Right, they've definitely tightened that up. That was not so tight on Failing You on the vanilla version. That was nowhere near as tight. You'd get away with that on the vanilla version. You'd get away with it. Which is, okay, it's good for adapting the skills, but it also feels a bit arbitrary. Kind of like with the last test where they turned everything off. So you had more, you technically had more power, but the problem was the way the car was gear ratioed meant you couldn't really deliver it. Added to which, you haven't really got the analog inputs that you would need to take full advantage of that unless you had maybe a steering wheel. Where you could adjust your throttle sensitivity, oddly enough. I don't think there's a way to adjust your throttle sensitivity in this game. Again, I barely tapped that wall. I barely tapped it. That should not count as a fail. It's getting to the point now. I'm just going to save state this. Well, I'm getting fed up with really arbitrary penalties. There aren't penalties. You wouldn't get a penalty for that in real life. You get damage to your car, yes, but you wouldn't get a penalty for it. So it's just changing the rules for the sake of changing the rules. Which is something that I can also do. I can rebalance the rules in my favour game. It's fine. And I'm doing this, of course, for random cars. So I could be doing all this and get the 2 worst cars. That's the funny thing here, people. We forget about that in the chaos rules. When you're playing the chaos roulette, any car goes rule, you don't know what you're going to get. Unlike a box of chocolates where you have a car that tells you what the chocolates are, in this case I really do not know what I'm going to get. No, I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm not going to restate that one. Well, we're clinging on to life. For how much longer is the key, though? No. I'm not restarting that mission. Not having that. See, I've deliberately slowed right down then to avoid a crash, because the very sensitive barriers don't want to be tapped. I don't want to hurt the feelings of the barricades. After all, I don't attack the 4th wall, so why would I do it here? So I don't think the rally physics are that great in these games, to be honest. The rally physics don't really, feel right. Because I know that previously, whenever you were on snow stages, the tyres would actually dig in and throw loads of earth around because they were literally shifting the snow. You don't get that sense of feeling here. One of my friends did rally driving years ago. And I always reported that the tyres just don't ever feel right in games. And again, it feels really inconsistent. Like that, for example, doesn't count as a penalty. Why? Why does that not count as a penalty compared to a tiny tap here? It just feels strange. I don't get it. I was going at less than 10 miles an hour. What advantage was I gaining? Compared to there where I was literally riding the wall. It doesn't make sense. It should be consistent. It's not this hard to code a penalty system which is fair and balanced. It's arbitrary punishment for the player. Like when we were halfway up that Costa di Amalfi one. That made no sense, that penalty. Still, we're getting that. I want to try and complete the super license before we finish it tonight. Sod off, that wasn't a penalty! That was a penalty. See the difference, game? You see the difference? If you're going to fail someone for crashing, at least make it be a fucking crash. Tapping the wall is not a crash. It's encouraged in the sport. Get as close to the wall as possible. And if you do tap it, your car's the one that's paying the penalty, not you, not anybody else. And I say, if the physics were consistent enough for me to actually drive them properly, then I wouldn't really mind so much. But the car's control just seems to fall away for no reason. No matter how much, like, you apply different throttle brakes, different everything, it just doesn't seem to work for me. And there probably is some magic formula that I'm completely not seeing, which is fine. You know, we all have different skill sets after all. Still, we managed it. And we weren't too far off the goal in the end. So it's all good. Onward to lap 15. What challenge awaits us here? Oh, we're at the Circuit de la Sarthe. Very nice. And we're driving the Bentley as well. Well, this feels familiar, doesn't it, people? That gold time, 3 minutes and 19 seconds. That's a high time. That's a tough target, that. That wasn't the best line through there, but I'll take it. The draw distance here from Ulsan, you can really see right near the end of it, which is amazing. That felt very nice. And of course, the challenge of Le Mans is that around about 80% of the circuit is full throttle. So in terms of finding time, where do you find it? Answer by being very liberal with the rules. As long as it's not grass, apparently you can be over the white lines and it's absolutely okay. We are under Wild West rules here, people. Make our own circuit. Oh, cut too much of that corner. I cut too much of it and hit the wall. That wasn't arbitrary, that was a fail. Yes, we managed to pass it. We're about 1 second away from the goal. 2:17.5, I think it was. So now we're on our way in the Bentley Speed 8. I know what the final license test is because I remember doing it live with you all. And I've got to try and do it again. Yes, unlocking the all gold in the S license car live with you was quite amusing. The response to that was great, especially the hot lap round Laguna Seca. Yeah, technically that was a corner cut, but the game didn't count it, so it's fine. Oh, I thought I'd failed that then. Absolutely beautiful. Driving this is a real joy. But can we get there before 3:25.4? That's the question. I honestly don't know. It's going to be tight. We're just going up to the Ford chicane, so let's see how we go. Well, first, we'll go through Chevrolet. And then crucially, Ford. You can cut the final two. Oh my god! The Ford chicane! I cheated at the Ford chicane. That was what got us that. That was the Ford chicane. Right at the end by cutting the inside. Breaking all the rules. So we're going to do a quick save because we got the final test, which I can already tell you now is at the Nordschleifer. And we're driving in the DTM 1990s car. This is the one that I fought hard for. The question is, how good or bad is this car to drive now? Let's find out. That's not a good start. That was a wide line. Turning in without braking now caused the car to understeer off. But that's okay. It's fine. That was a much better entry into that first corner. I carried a lot more speed for it. Might get away with that. Oh, just about. Pushed my luck then, but got away with it. good speed. Might be in a good place there. Let's keep going. You've already seen me do this circuit following the skyline and smashing the goal time for that one, but I don't think it's going to be so easy here. Say 7 minutes and 30 seconds is the time, so I think we're looking good for that. I don't think we're going to do much better, but we'll see. And of course, I can't remember what the split times were when I actually did do this for gold. If I could remember that, it'd be a lot simpler. This is the final challenge. This is our graduation to Super License. And as a test, it's actually one of the better ones because you've got a long lap. Apparently in the Japanese version of this game, you don't get to drive the Mercedes 190 around the Nordschleife in this time. Apparently, you drive the Sauber C9 Mercedes and you have to aim for a much faster lap time, something like 5 minutes or something. I've never actually seen it myself, but I've seen it turn up as multiple thumbnails on Gran Turismo videos. But as it's a thumbnail, I don't believe it, because a lot of the time the thumbnails are fake. People doing that all the time. This is free. All those kind of thumbnails. Going off then. I'm happy I kept it on the island, but I'm also feeling a bit, pushing a lot too much. Very smooth. This doesn't look good. Right, can we get to the finish line in a minute? That's the question. Seconds to gold. Right, we're not getting gold. We're going to get silver by a long way. Oh, wait, hang on. No. Oh, never mind. I was wrong. That's faster than the time I did live last time. 3 seconds clear. Yay, we've done it. We have the S license. So to conclude tonight's stream, it's time to spin the wheel in a moment. But first, here's the celebration. Special license. We are super licensed. Here we go. Let's roll the wheel. Another Honda S2000. It's a convertible. Looks kind of cool, especially in matte black. And second time. What's the other car we're getting from the roulette? Here we go. Oh, a 1980s Skyline. That's a very angular looking car, isn't it? Very angry. The R31 Skyline. That's a left field pick. That's the one that's come right out of left field. So there we are. So, on tonight's stream, we have dominated defenseless. We've dominated defenseless GT events using the Bentley, and we have gone and got ourselves our license for the super license. We are a measly 7.9% complete. How much more can we do with random prize cars and not buying any? We'll find out as we pick this up next week at 8 PM BST on the Wednesday. But on Friday evening, join me as we go back into the world of Dress Spheres and Spira for Final Fantasy X-2. Until then, thank you all very, very much for watching. And that Pan Euro challenge. Bentley go brrr.